Vinnie Jones has opened up about finding love again 5 years after the death of his wife, Tanya. He says his new girlfriend, Emma, who has appeared on his TV show, has calmed me down a little bit. Maybe she brings a different perspective to it all for me. So I wonder, does every relationship, actually, Nadia, teach us something?
Well, I mean, I think, yeah. I don't want any relationship where I'm not, you know, finding something out about myself or about the world or about life. But I don't think that's only our sexual relationships. I think platonic relationships as well. I mean, like, if you think about us, right, 25 years ago, I know you're on you, but we're only, you know, but if we met 25 years ago, we would, there's no way we would have spent time in each other's lives. Where our lives were. I was this, like, crazy...
We probably would have done, but...
Yeah, but me and you, I wouldn't.
Oh, my God.
I wouldn't. Oh, look. Yeah, and so this relationship and this show, over 25 years, on and off, obviously, has, I think... I wouldn't like to think who I would be without this show.
So what has it taught you, then?
Well, just... every single show it does, because I'm mixing with every kind of woman, I'm mixing with people that I agree with, that I disagree with, because I think the thing that we can slip into is just by our own echo chamber, only being with people that agree with everything that we say, and so it's challenging. So any relationship, whether it's a friendship, whether it's a sexual relationship, I want to be, like, not, like, exhaustingly challenged. I want to just lie around and do nothing. But you know what I mean? I want to, like, feel like something's happening to me.
See, that's interesting, because I think in romantic relationships, you maybe don't get challenged as much, because you want to be, you know... But often a part of being loved up is sort of backing each other up and, oh, yes, I think that too, and I think that too, and I think that too.
Yeah, but you're presenting the best side of yourself early on. You're not showing your real self, are you?
Well, only the first 2 weeks.
I find relationships very different. I have had lots of different, and I don't mean sexual relationships, I mean interaction with people. So having been in the military, it's very, you know, disciplined, you have rank, and so your relationship with that type of, and your work life, I suppose, becomes, again, very regimented and controlled. Then, as an athlete, you're very focused, disciplined, and it is very much a transactional
insular
thing with...
One
or you might have a physio or a coach, but that's a job. You know, they've got there to do a job, and you're there to do a job.
I remember when you first came to the show in the morning meeting, you sat there in almost shock.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You were like, who are these women and what are they saying?
Oh,
and now, my God, they're just putting it all out there.
Like, literally. So when I came on the show as a loose woman, oh, boy, I've struggled with it, to be honest, because I found a little bit of imposter syndrome. So even though I'm in control of who I am, when you've been with other people, you've all been together, you're all friends, and I've never had chit-chat. I know it sounds bad, but I've never had chit-chat.
I would get imposter syndrome if you suddenly threw me in the army. You know, it's just...
You'd be thrown out.
Yeah, very quick. But that's what I mean, to be put into different relationships and situations is always a I don't want to sound American and gwinny, but it's like it's a growing experience.
You learn a lot about yourself.
To take out of your comfort zone.
Well, that's the thing. I think people need to be put out of their comfort zone in certain situations, relationships, because I think you get into yourself and you think, oh, I've got to be the same as somebody else.
Yeah.
So has it been a positive experience for you?
Yeah. No, it really has. Like, literally, it's taken me a year or so to find who I am as Kelly. I've always been Dame Kelly Holmes, a double Olympic champion. In conversation,
that sounds pretty good, to be fair.
I'll just start with that.
Well, but no, to be Kelly, like anybody else, you kind of know yourselves very well as ladies, and I see that. You're very strong personalities. You're sorted in that sense of being on here, whereas I wasn't. I didn't know how to have conversation. It sounds really silly, but it's my life.
No, it doesn't sound silly.
And it also, I had to then pick up on you ladies, and what you've taught me is I only have to be me. Like, I don't need to be anybody else.
And that it's not a race. Because I imagine it must be incredibly difficult to come from a world where you are just, like, on a track, literally, and it's like
and
you've got to get
win.
to the end of it, and you need to win. And I suppose the art of female conversation is, yes, there is a bit of winning, but there's also losing. You know what I mean? That give and take is very hard.
You don't have to compare yourself to anybody. There's no point in comparing, because we're not the same people. But in an interaction with anybody, sometimes you feel like you have to show yourself or be the loudest or be whatever. But actually, the world that we live in, just be you, be in control of you. That's how you make yourself happy.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, you've changed quite a bit.
Do you know the relationship I'm still learning from all the time is my kids?
Yeah.
Because as my kids get older, because there's a shift, isn't there, as a parent? Because you're always the one telling them how it is. You go, well, this is how this works, and da-da-da, and don't say that, and da-da-da. And then eventually you get to that point where you say something and they go, well, I don't agree with that. Yeah. And you're like, what?
Yeah.
How very dare you?
Because as I always say, nobody knows you as well as your children.
But then they tell you something and you go,
yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, OK, yeah, there is another way to think about that.
Yeah.
Well, that's... Yeah, exactly.
You're going to laugh, but, you know, the relationship I've learned from is my dog. That you don't always have to say something to bring somebody comfort. It's a weird thing, because as women, we're always talking. But actually, just having a companion that doesn't talk at you... It's so nice.
Not that with their husbands.
Don't talk to him either.
Yeah.